What's up, people? We are live at 5. It's Tuesday, October 29th. We are here in the heart of Times Square, here at Broadway.com. I'm Paul Wontorek.
And I'm Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And we're joined by Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
Love those earrings.
Oh, thank you.
I love when those earrings come out.
Thank you.
So Freestyle Love Supreme is like the hot, cool Broadway show to see.
Yes.
And we have today two of the stars of the show, Andrew Bancroft and Kaila Mullady.
Yay!
Kaila Mullady.
AKA Jelly Donut and Kaiser Rosé.
Oh, yes.
Now, does Jelly Donuts go with rosé?
Oh, sure.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
But first, today's
I
top
would eat
5.
that.
And we are getting a new twist on a classic tale.
That's right. So pretty soon on Broadway, you'll be able to see Jack Thorne and Matthew Warchus's take on A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Begins previews on November 7th. And then also floating out there was announced a little while back, there's a Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds A Christmas Carol musical that's happening for Apple. Yep.
That's a musical, too?
So that's going to be a musical. But we're talking about Marley, which is a brand new take.
Another one.
On this is the third. Yes, a brand new take on A Christmas Carol. And it will be a musical version. And Wicked songwriter Stephen Schwartz will be writing the score for this. He is.
By the way,
super
tomorrow's
talented.
the 16th birthday of
That's
Wicked.
Right. Yes.
That's
very
done pretty well for him.
big, exciting stuff. So this is a musical remake of A Christmas Carol. It'll also be written and directed by Bill Condon, who you may know. He did the book for the Chicago movie musical, which is amazing. He also made his Broadway debut a little while ago with Sideshow.
Wait, and he directed, I believe, the most successful movie musical in history.
That's
the
right.
live-action Beauty and the Beast.
That's
Unless Aladdin has
absolutely right.
taken it over now.
I don't know.
They're both
yes,
like really
both
high up.
Enormous hits. So yes, Marley will reinvent the story of A Christmas Carol by telling it from the point of view of Jacob Marley. Jacob Marley is, of course, Ebenezer Scrooge's old partner who comes back to tell him after he has died that the ghosts of the Christmas past, present, and future will be visiting him. What else do we know? Stephen Schwartz. He also wrote songs for Pocahontas and The Prince of Egypt. He got Oscar nods for The Hunchback of Notre Dame and Enchanted. He got Tony nominated for Pippin and Godspell and Working and Rags and Wicked, of course. That's all we know. All we know is that it's happening. We don't know dates. We don't know casting. We don't know anything like that. But if you're as obsessed with A Christmas Carol as many people seem to be with all of these versions, this is all really good news.
Do
for
you think there's a Pocahontas stage musical in his head anywhere?
Oh,
I'm just
maybe. I
wondering.
feel like that is one of the
So
ones
just
that's
around
kind
the
of
river
like
bend
tossed
in
around.
his
Oh,
career.
yes, sense it in the colors of the wind, maybe.
We'll see. But we have Marley.
That's right.
And me.
And me.
Yes, and the kitchen is really heating up.
So Seared opened last night. Raul
Yes.
Esparza, who we love, is in
do.
Teresa Rebeck's new play at MCC Theater. And it keeps getting extended because people like it. And Raul,
love Raul.
cooks on stage.
He
That's me
does.
chopping.
He does.
chopping. He does like a whole meal. I'm seeing it this
Yeah.
week. I haven't seen
Yeah.
it yet. It will now run through December 15th. Also stars Krista Rodriguez, David Mason, and W. Trey Davis. Yeah, it's a big hit, so go check it out.
And we got a casting change and a schedule change for this upcoming off-Broadway work.
Yes, we are talking about On That Day in Amsterdam.
What happened?
On that day in Amsterdam. This is the new play written by Clarence Koo. So Andy Lucien will be taking over the role of Rembrandt in the world premiere staging. Lucien replaces the previously announced Evander Duck, who had to exit the production, for scheduling reasons. Primary Stages, because of this, has had to push back the first scheduled preview date, so it'll no longer begin previews on October 29th, which is very soon.
I was hoping you were going to refer to him as Mr. Duck at some point. in the story.
Mr. Duck.
It's a great name.
Mr. Evander.
It's a great
What a
last
great
name.
name.
I wanna be Mr. Duck.
So this show will now begin previews on November 1st. However, it will still open officially on November 19th at the Cherry Lane Theater. You may know Lucien from The City of Conversation, The Qualms. He's also been on screen in Daredevil, The Blacklist, and Elementary. On that day in Amsterdam is set on the morning after a one-night stand when a refugee from the Middle East wakes up to an American backpacker who is himself the son of immigrants. And they have one day together. What do they do at that time?
So Andy, good luck
Wait to
learning
find
your
out.
lines because
Yes.
I'm sure he's cramming.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I'm sure it's one of those
Let's hope it's a
situations.
lot of emotional just looks at each other throughout. Yeah. Good luck.
Yes. And one of our favorites is heading to the small screen.
You're speaking of Noma Dumesmane.
I am.
Yes, adored around here.
Literally the kind of emotions that come out because she's a wonderful woman.
best.
She, of course, was in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, Tony nominated for that, and she won an Olivier for that performance.
did.
She has now been cast in HBO Max's new half-hour series. It's an adaptation of Alyssa Nutting's dark novel Made for Love. Do you know this?
I have read
Ryan
this.
knows every
Yes.
novel that exists,
I've
and he
read
has read
this,
most
yeah.
of them.
I tried,
Okay,
yeah.
so good. So
Yeah.
she is playing a love-struck marine biologist who supplies the brains behind the Made for Love technology. I don't know what that means.
Yes,
Do you?
I do. It gets pretty dark.
What's it
It's some dark
about, like
stuff.
in general?
Well, I mean, it tries to help people fall in love, but the results aren't as they are sort of intended, and some things happen that maybe weren't anticipated or
Okay.
planned for. It's really good, and it gets pretty dark indeed.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm into
Ooh.
it.
Yeah.
Also starring Tony nominee Kristen Milioti, who was in once on Broadway, and
Yes.
who was in the Modern Love series that I love on Amazon. She's in the first
I
episode of
haven't
that.
watched that yet,
She's in the first episode of that. And Emmy winner Ray Romano. So more information will come later.
And congratulations are in order for Encore's new resident director.
We are talking about Lear de Bessonet. She is now the artistic director of New York City Center. Caitlin Moynihan is losing
Cheering.
it over there. Yes.
Women! Come on.
Absolutely. She will be replacing Jack Fertel. We already knew he announced back in July that he would be stepping down after 2 decades as artistic director. Lear de Bessonet will work alongside Vertel throughout the 2020 season, and then will assume her new role beginning with the 2021 encore
It's like when a new
season.
waiter starts in a restaurant. Don't they shadow the
Yes,
waiters that currently work there? It's like that.
It's exactly like that. De Bessonet, she directed Encore's staging of Big River and Encore Off Center's Pumped Boys and Dinettes, which was so great. She is also the founder of the acclaimed Public Works program, and she is a resident director of the Public Theater. So
She directed
is
Hercules.
super busy.
Right?
Did she
Yeah.
direct her? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
she
right.
directed Hercules,
Absolutely. The 2020 Encore season, as we already know, will feature a production of Thoroughly Modern Millie with Ashley Park, as well as a star-packed stagings of Mac and Mabel and Love Life. So congrats to Lear de Bessonet. That's super exciting.
Yes. So also on the site, Jordan Sparks is the latest Jenna from Waitress to
Breaking
come
the
and
internet right now.
She's breaking the internet. She stood right here and delivered that beautiful song, She Used to Be Mine, from Waitress. Check it
incredible.
out because
Yep.
the YouTube comments are
It was-
losing their
Yes.
minds.
I was hiding in the
Absolutely.
supply closet so I could
remember.
hear.
Beth Stevens did a roundtable with Betrayal stars Tom Hiddleston, Charlie Cox, and
Zawe Ashton.
yeah, I'm sorry, her last name wasn't there, and I got confused. Andrew Barth Feldman's vlog, episode number 4 is up, and opening night photos from Seared, and that's it. Thank
That
you
is
so
it.
much,
My pleasure.
Ryan.
I'm going to hand it over.
Go keep
Yes.
reading more books because
Thank you,
they
so
will
that I can
eventually.
update you.
It'll come in handy. Or live at 5.
My little Ryan's book
You can be
corner.
the well-read one.
Absolutely.
Caitlin, tell everyone about today's guests.
Gladly, yes, we got Andrew Bancroft and Kaila Mullady here with us today. They're both currently making their Broadway debuts in Freestyle Love Supreme, which has been open for a few weeks now. Andrew is a longtime member of the group and has been featured on MTV's TRL. Whoa, throwback. And Rolling Stone and Time. What the heck? Guys, Kaila is the 2015 and 2018 female beatbox world champion. I didn't even know that was a thing until today, and I am so impressed. It is crazy. And she's a former member of the Beatbox House Collective. So we have so much to talk about. We're going to hear all about making their Broadway debuts, freestyle rapping. Make sure you follow them on social media at McJellyD. We're going to learn what that means. And Kaila Mullady, please leave all of your questions in the comments below. And everyone, please welcome Kaila, Andrew, and Paul.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Hi, thanks.
MC Jelly D.
What's up, MC Jelly
MC
That's
Jelly
what-
D.
yeah,
Mick Jelly D works too.
Oh, that makes you
She was
Irish.
thinking
I know. I
McDonald's.
probably have a little
MC Jelly D.
Irish blood in me, but no.
Goes good.
I'm more French.
So is jelly donuts and rosé a meal? Does that? I seem like they would kind of.
I
be
think
good
there's
together.
a Brooklyn brunch spot that does it. Like bottomless jelly donuts.
It's just that.
And,
Yeah, totally.
I'm sure. One of my
Dose.
favorite things about Freestyle Love Supreme is the nicknames. I love the stage. What do you call them? What are they?
Yeah, there's
Alter
stage
egos?
names. I mean, for some of us, back, for some reason, there's this feeling that, like, you don't rap under your actual name. That's changing a little bit more. You
Right.
can be a Kendrick Lamar now. But back in the day, we were like, oh, you've got to have a rap name. And I was like, okay, well, my mom used to call me Jelly Donut because I was a fat baby, and that's about as gangster as I am. So Jelly Donut's my rap name, Jelly D. Yeah. So.
And what about you?
This name was given to me because actually I have many skills in life, but coming up with names for things is not mine.
Same.
I had a beatbox name for like a hot second, and it was A-Bird, and that's just terrible. It doesn't make sense. And everybody kept on asking me like, why is that your name? And after a while, I was like, you know what? It's Kaila. I'm back to Kaila. So they gifted me a name for this.
It's
yeah.
Kaiser
Dot
Rose.
Bird.
Kaiser Rose. Yeah.
Kaiser Rose. Hey,
You
I'm
know?
into it.
Yeah.
So how are things going? I saw the show,
So much
loved
fun.
it.
Oh, cool, great.
And it's a rotating company. I didn't see either of you, so I'm gonna have to come back and see
Who was
Yeah.
in the cast when you saw it?
everyone else.
Everyone but us.
And Lin-Manuel Miranda
Surprise!
actually was
Yeah.
there too because he's one of the many guest stars. What other guest stars have you been able to share the stage with in your time?
Well, all weekend we've had Wayne Brady with us, and
master.
yeah, I've been.
He's fantastic.
He's amazing. Yeah, Wayne Brady's amazing because he's kind of a Freestyle Love Supreme triple threat. There's some of us who are really specialize in dropping punchlines and
Yeah.
rapping quickly. There are others who are amazing singers, Chris Jackson and
Yeah.
Anissa Folds.
Yeah.
And then there are some people like Anthony who, are more into the improv games, and we incorporate all
Yeah.
of those. Wayne Brady does all three of those at a masterful
Yeah,
level.
he puts
so
us all to shame. Every time he comes on, we were taking notes from him. We're like, okay, yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
Wow.
Start a
He's-
new game, and he picks it up like this.
Wow.
It's great. Yeah.
So tell me your history with the company. You've been a part of Freestyle Love Supreme for how long?
It's been official for over 6 years, and then I
Okay.
kind of flirted with the group like 10 years ago. I went to Wesleyan, which a
He
number
put a ring on it.
I did.
No.
Yeah, I finally. A number of us went to Wesleyan, so I knew Anthony, one of the creators of FLS,
Yes.
back in college. And then he and I started a group called The Freeze in San Francisco many years ago when he moved from New York to San Francisco.
Okay.
And David Diggs was a member of The Freeze before he was a member of Freestyle Love
Tony
Supreme.
winner, David Diggs.
Exactly, and we rhymed with James Eigelhart out in the
Tony winner, James.
yeah, on the West Side as well.
A lot of Tony winners involved in this company.
So when I moved here 6 years ago, there was a break in kind of the Heights had kind of quieted down, and it was before a little show called Hamilton
Yes,
hit stores, and we did a number of Freestyle Love Supreme shows at Lincoln Center and Joe's Pub.
Yeah.
So I kind of auditioned to be what we
Okay.
call microphone one in those shows, and that's how I kind of got on board.
And then did you have an in to get good like Hamilton House seats? How did that work?
Well, I did. I actually got to see a workshop of it.
Okay.
David Diggs was staying with me for a little bit at the time when he was like, "Hey, you should check this out. We're doing just a workshop." And I went to see it. I was like, "This is going to be something."
Yeah.
And then I saw it at the Public, and got
Right.
to see
Yeah, it's a thing.
my friends doing this thing.
You haven't seen it, Kayla?
I haven't seen it, so wink, wink. Anybody who I work with, wink. Wanna maybe for practice? I don't know. I should go watch the show.
Talk to
yeah.
James.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved?
So I've known Shockwave for a while, and I've been beatboxing my whole life. And of course, like the beatboxing community is pretty niche in itself.
I guess so. I don't know. How do you discover you have a talent like that? I mean,
Personally, for me, I've done it since I was little. Like I
Really?
feel so bad for my friends and family because basically up until like 3 years ago, it still sounded like farts. It was not very good.
Okay.
They had to put up with me.
Okay.
But yeah, I used to come into the city. I was busking. I was street performing and going from show to show. And I love theater. I always loved improv. I did it in high school. And I started doing shows at the Pit with North Coast, which is an amazing hip hop improv group. And I always heard like the legend of Freestyle Love Supreme, but they kind of stopped doing their thing.
right.
Yeah, like there's another group called that. But yeah, we did more long form hip hop improv, and I was their main beatboxer for 5 years. And Shockwave is kind of one of the only beatboxers in our community that really loves doing theatrical stuff, scene work, sound effects, making more of a story with it. So we'd always pass gigs back and forth, but I didn't even know like that Freestyle Love Supreme was coming to Broadway. And I
Right.
got a random call in June when I was in Vancouver.
Wow.
And Shockwave was like, hey, you want to come to Broadway? And I was like, hell
And that wasn't
yeah.
a phone call. He was just next to her.
Yeah,
No, I was going to say, our phone conversations with the two of you just like so annoying, like just making all sorts of crazy sounds.
Yeah. I mean, I'm translating it into English, but really he was like, and I was like, and then he was
Just
like,
fast Morse code.
yeah. But I'll translate it. Basically, he asked me to come on Broadway with him. Yeah.
I love that.
So
What
fun.
are like the craziest sounds you can make? Like, what sounds do you think sort of wow people the most?
Well, yeah, I think it depends what's on mic and off mic, but like. It's a whole plethora. It gets weirder and weirder. Yeah,
love it.
it's a rabbit hole of its own art form. I'll say that.
It's kind of fun because our show, we don't always know, we never know what stories we're going to be telling.
Yes.
And we'll get stories from the audience.
Yes.
We'll be telling our own true stories, and then Kaila and Shockwave have this amazing ability to help tell some of those stories. We had a show where a woman told us a story where she skid on ice when she was driving, ran into a barn and killed a pig.
Oh
and
my God.
all of those sounds could be added from our beatboxers, to really paint the story as we're going along and telling the
Right.
story. So it's an amazing asset for us, to have these skills of sound storytelling on top of the lyrics.
There's a lot of fun audience interaction. There's a lot of shouting out words, and then somebody actually comes on stage at some point in the show. Is that ever tricky? Because you're kind of relying on an entire big chunk of the show being on someone, they tell a story and they tell about their day. I mean, that's not really spoiling anything. They talk about their day and it gets turned into a show. I mean, a show within the show. Any funny interactions with people or
Many.
Yeah.
So
people? I feel like people maybe go up there and then maybe like they're kind of hams sometimes, wanting to be funny.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
it's funny to see the whole wide array of folks that come up there because I got to be Mike 1 for the past 8 shows, which is the host who does the interviewing of the person who comes up. I my least favorite part of the show for me is choosing that person because you have all these eager people and I'm like, do I believe you that your day was interesting?
Right.
Do I think that
Right.
you're too drunk to answer my questions? Do I think that
Right.
you're,
The 7 p.m. show and 10 p.m. shows are very different interviews as well. The later into the night, the more
Wow.
intoxicated or maybe fun people had beforehand, that definitely changes it.
Right. And to show some of the spectrum, we had a gentleman come up a couple nights ago, and he worked at the Bronx Zoo, and he worked with rehabilitating animals, and it was one of my favorite interviews, favorite stories, and then our cast got to play every animal in the zoo.
Wow.
It was a dream come true, and he was a delight to talk to. This guy named Jason, and then I remember, the opposite side of the spectrum is we interviewed someone downtown in the off-Broadway run, and she never left her hotel room and just did her taxes, and
That's a
was
new rule.
and
That's
it was
actually a new rule. You have to have had interactions with at least 3 people, right?
Yeah,
so
but
we
some
made
people do
some
not-
stipulations so that we're like, it's just and
Some people do
that's-
not follow that rule still to this day.
really?
Though.
And
Yeah.
it's all relative because if you're visiting from out of town and going to see a Broadway show, your day is inherently interesting to you for some people.
Yeah.
So we don't want to discredit that.
course.
It's really our job to celebrate whatever happens.
Yeah, but you make
if
it
it's the
fun.
mundane, then we are going to make a hip hop song about doing your taxes in a
Yeah.
hotel room. Great.
So we're gonna make it hard and fun and fast.
Are there any other sort of favorite moments in the show or favorite segments? It's really beautifully put together as a show, as a Broadway show.
Cool. Yeah, it's
I
been
think-
evolving over years.
Yeah.
What do you like?
I think one of my favorite moments is when we do True, because I learned so much about my friends on stage. There's stories that come up when you get a suggestion where even people are like, wow, I haven't thought of this moment until today. Or like even Wayne said, he's like, he told a story one night, he's like, I've truly never told anybody this.
Wow.
And when it comes out, it's special for me because I feel like I get to learn more about my friends and my castmates and the people on stage. And it really becomes a moment where the audience feels very connected with us. Instead of just watching the games and the juggling act that we're doing on stage, that moment is a chance that we can open up and just share who we are and really show, I think, what hip hop is, that expression and that love and that just sharing your soul with somebody else.
Totally, and we've asked for so much from the audience so far. We've asked for their stories and their ideas, and now it gets to be like, okay, this is going to be reciprocal. We are going to tell you something that's either embarrassing or hilarious to us, and it's often embarrassing.
both.
Yeah. And kind of a self-depreciation there. I also really love the game that we usually do right before that called Second Chance, which is where we get a story from the audience members of something that went horribly wrong in their youth.
Yeah.
And we just hear really funny, crazy things like
That you
running
could
into a
not make
barn
up.
and killing a pig,
Yeah.
or your parents walking in on you doing such and such. And
A lot
then
of, a lot
we
of
get
pigs come up. Apparently, a lot of people have interactions with pigs.
There were
Yeah.
some, we've seen a couple on this
A lot of
run
people
for
coming
some
from out of
reason.
town,
Yeah.
have to express themselves too.
A lot of middle America.
Yeah.
How does it feel? You know, Broadway is such an interesting landscape now. There's so many different kinds of shows can be on Broadway now, and so it's so cool when something like this comes in, which feels genuinely cool, and the audience is just, they come in and they're so ready for it. Phones are locked up.
Yeah,
which
that's
I
the best
love.
part.
I love that, by the way. I want every show to get
Yes.
those bags.
Yeah.
I
Every now and then
love-
someone will complain, but it's
No.
it's
I
you
love
don't
it.
know what you're getting by not touching your phone, and
No.
how you're saving the audience
Yeah.
around you from having this above your face.
It's
and
fantastic.
When Lynn comes out, people probably all reach for their phone and then are like, "Oh, I just have to be in the moment and enjoy this."
Oh, I'm actually having a great human moment with a group of people, and I don't have
Yeah.
to document it. I don't have to look at it through a screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But what does it mean for you guys to be on the Broadway landscape and to be walking by those other theaters and those shows and sort of the history of Broadway? I mean, it's obviously a very special place for Lynn and for a lot of the
totally.
people. What does it mean to you guys to be on the boards?
On the
That's
boards
what
now.
we call it.
Yeah, I mean, it's an honor. It's a dream of mine. I've always loved theater and performance, and I write music and write musicals, but there weren't a lot of
You're not
path-
writing a Christmas Carol musical, are you?
You know, not anymore.
There's a lot of them.
Marley's,
Reynolds.
Marley's
Ryan
taken. Yeah, my Will Ferrell dreams are.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, my Tiny Tim dreams crushed. No, but you get to New York, and I'm like, I sing. I don't sing like Chris Jackson.
Right.
I write, but I'm working with Lin-Manuel Miranda. So the paths for me getting to Broadway seem slim. This is one thing that I'm like, oh, it's actually working. I belong here.
Yeah.
And to have an opportunity to do that I never thought it would be this way, and it's the
Right.
most fun possible way to do it, because I'm just playing with my friends. It's
Yeah.
something that I have been doing for free for a long time and has already lit up my life. And now I'm like doing it and actually
Yeah.
making money doing it, and
Yeah.
meeting hundreds of people every night who are
Right.
like, this is great.
Yeah.
So it's validating.
And it gets to show what improv is. I think that people, when I was with North Coast, we got pretty far up, and then we were even thinking, we sold out like an off-Broadway run, and we're like, maybe we could take this further. And when we got to the point, they were basically like, kids, improv will never be on Broadway.
Wow.
Investors will never put money into something that can fail, right? But they don't understand that when you hone your craft as an improviser, whether it be rapping, comedy, singing, whatever, it's not going to fail. Like you practice enough. Yes, you're making it up, but you put in so many reps and you've worked so hard that, the show is always going to be great. And I love that it gets to show that improv is in the same caliber as Broadway. And I love how it also shows that, all you need is 6 people who truly are passionate and have practiced and have basically mastered their craft and are just here to express themselves. Our set is very minimal. It's just cool lights, our 2 pianists, and 5 people on stage. And I think especially nowadays where, you listen to music and it's like perfect. We auto-tune people's voices. The lights on Broadway, there's
Right.
visuals. We're getting to such a point where I think our show shows the beauty of just what the human mind and instrument can do.
Right.
You don't need the flashy lights. It's cool. We can have the Aladdin where things are popping and the magic tricks are happening. But there's also just magic and 3 people or 4 people being vulnerable enough and taking a risk on stage and not letting the other person fail and showing what we can do. And it's just as good as any other show on Broadway. So really, I'm so proud to be a part of that. And I'm so excited to just show that, you doing what you love is enough. And for me, I'm also not like necessarily a song and dance like Broadway girl. But I think it also shows people that whatever. Sorry. Yeah, I think it also shows that, like what Jelly's saying, like if you're passionate about something, like you never know what could happen. If you
Right.
were to tell me 5 years ago that I would be beatboxing on Broadway, I probably wouldn't have believed you, because I'd say beatboxing on Broadway, like
Yeah.
I can't see it, I can't imagine it.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show that if you're authentic and you love what you do and you keep practicing, you never know where you're going to end up, and you can end up in a hip hop musical improv show on Broadway.
The
You
other
know?
thing
Why
is,
not?
Broadway audiences
Snaps,
love
snaps, yeah.
brand names and they love familiarity.
Yeah.
A lot of Broadway audiences go into a show knowing everything that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Sure.
Generally with a plot, when they go into these titles and you walk into Freestyle Love Supreme, you have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, neither do we.
Us either. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. And it's a obviously, you know, the success of Hamilton and Lynn and Tommy being involved gave us this opportunity to do this. But I think what Kaila said is totally right, and people are realizing that they get to sit in the seats and not knowing what's going to happen is a different experience as an audience member. And we say, you know, we teach classes, these FLS Academy classes, and one of the things that we kind of focus on is that improving is an empathy machine. When I see Kaila step forward and do something vulnerable, and she doesn't know what she's going to do, and I don't know, my heart like opens up just a little bit bigger to be like, I want her to do well. I'm scared for her, and I know that she'll feel that way when I step forward and do that. So it kind of connects everyone. The audience are part of that, like a little bit of fear and excitement as well. You know,
beautifully
so we're all
said. Both of you, beautifully
said.
Kaila, what are the people online saying?
Yes. So Lynn, they said Lynn wants to know.
Yeah, this is
He's
the
out
only
of
way
sight.
he talks.
He's
to us.
here. Hey, Lynn. So Lynn says, Kaila, she would like to know more about you doing beatboxing with speech therapy and what that is like for you. What's going on in that world?
Awesome. So my partner and my boyfriend is also a beatboxer.
Cool.
His name's Mark Martin. He's
that.
the 2016 American Beatbox champ.
Wait, so you up against each other?
We have gone against each other. It's 1-1. We're like even right now, so things are pretty good at home. I'll say that.
Quit now.
Yeah, stop now. But we battle 2 people versus 2 people, which is really fun. Yeah, basically, like if you're beatboxing, you're just talking, but you're articulating your letters, right? So one thing that I kind of got from my mentor is called beat rhyming, right? So it's when you sing or rap and beatbox at the same time. So can you break it down to the rhythm, to the sound for me? Yeah, got the hidden peep, got the hidden palm, come on now. So basically, when I'm beatboxing,
Blows my mind.
yeah, kind of
Tickets on sale.
yeah, come on down. But yeah, so basically, Mark and I got into it in very different ways. My cousin, shorthand, was nonverbal until he was about 8 years old, and he had apraxia. And when I would babysit, he just wouldn't want to be hanging out with his speech therapist, and it was kind of boring. But he loved beatboxing. So the thing is, we go to schools, we work with kids who have speech development or just any young kids, and you know they don't realize that they're working on any speech goals. They just go home, they're watching YouTube videos, they're seeing battles. Yeah, they're going home, and nobody wants to sit there with a card and be like baseball. But if you're going home and like you're practicing all the time. So yeah, me and Mark have been doing more research and more pushing. It's pretty cool.
So
and
cool.
trying to expand beatboxing and show how it can also help people and heal people as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That
Good
is
question, Lynn.
So
Good
You really went into the Wikipedia page for that one, didn't you? Yeah.
Dive.
deep dive. Yeah, so Denise wants to know if you have any performers that you would love to come be on stage and do Freestyle Love Supreme with you who aren't a part of the usual group, like any
Well, it
performer.
can't, I mean, it can't just be any, like Mariah Carey can't do it.
I mean,
Maybe.
maybe.
Maybe she
I mean,
can.
hey.
Yeah,
Improv,
maybe.
improv is we all improv every day. We get up in the morning and we might have some things on our schedule, but we don't know the crazy person that we'll meet on the train, and we don't know, what things are going to change. So
Mariah Carey was mine, but you guys can answer
That's
the
your dream.
assuming that everyone is willing to take a chance at improv. There's so many rappers I would love to have come join us. Mos Def was there on our Broadway opening. He's one of my heroes.
That was crazy.
Weird Al is a friend of Lynn's. He's one of my heroes as
wow.
well.
That would be
I bet
amazing.
he would be amazing
Yeah.
at it. I bet.
Talib Kweli, Nas, just
Amazing.
people like Kendrick, anybody like that. And then also like improvisers like Amy Poehler. I've never seen her do musical improv, but I would love that,
For
Fred
sure.
Armisen,
Kate
like something
McKinnon.
like,
Yeah,
something, I would love to see both worlds because that's kind of what's happening, right? Where some people are in our team really flex more of just freestyling, and then some people on our team flex really hard of just improv scenes. And
Lizzo,
I would love to get more.
are you out there? Please
Yo,
come join us.
please
on
play
stage.
the
We would all
flute
love to
on stage.
Yeah, that would be
Always
it.
watching.
Lizzo would be amazing.
Always stalking us out here at
so.
Broadway.com. Definitely watching.
Her
Yes.
and Lynn.
Well, we're almost out of time, but I was wondering, can you guys can you show us your skills with a Z?
Yeah.
Can you maybe
little bit
give
of
me
that.
like a little Broadway.com outro, or I don't care what you do as long as you say Broadway.com.
Great.
Great. Never heard of it.
Yeah, wink, wink.
But
Cool.
yeah,
Do you want to
what
take
do
some
you need?
words or
Need
something?
words?
And
Yeah,
then,
Maybe.
if you think of like 1 or 2 or 3 words,
People can drop
and just
words below.
yeah,
Great.
can you guys
We'll
give us
each
some
think of a
words?
Yes.
word. We'll each
Yeah,
think of a
yeah.
word.
Oh, okay.
Or
Kyle.
take one from
Kyle, give us a word.
Great. Oh wait, I don't want to hear them yet.
No,
How about
okay.
like collect them in your
Go
and
ahead.
you'll have them we'll have you shout them out in
Yes.
just a minute because I don't want any prep time. I just
Oh,
want
got
to
it.
Okay.
be like in the moment.
Got it.
But let's start with the amazing Kaiser Rose.
Yeah. Oh yeah, living the dream, living the dream, free, stop, love, supreme.
All right, Kaila Mullady, and it's Jelly D. That's right, that is her, and this is me. We at Broadway.com, ready to drop bombs, and I'm so excited. No, I'm not calm, so could I get the word raptor? Yeah, Jurassic Park, that is the one that I am after. It's got big claws. Have you heard? They told me that it evolved from a big bird. What else?
Lollipop.
Yeah, lollipop. That is something that I wish I got. Never stop. They call me Jelly Donut because I like my life sweet, sweet like Kaila Rose on this frickin' beat. Come on,
Halloween.
Oh, it's Halloween, gotta get a little candy. Yes, you know what I mean. Yo, we're in costume every night on the Broadway, so I might skip wearing a costume that one day. Yeah, Kaila Rose, part of the team, and please come check out Freestyle Love Supreme.
Broadway.com.
Broadway.com.
Thank
Oh,
you
yeah, and then,
so
well,
much,
Broadway.com.
guys.
Thank
That's
you.
just a little taste of what you get at the Booth Theater. Andrew and Kaila, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for
Everyone,
having us.
you.
go
Appreciate
see Freestyle Love Supreme. Take us out.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single weekday here on Facebook. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts by searching for #live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in tomorrow to talk to Bradley Dean of the Phantom of the Opera.